Yo, what's good? It's your boy Jay, and we back with another motherfucking video. And today we got something a little bit different. So today, I'm gonna be telling you guys why I joined the Navy. Just really wanted to share because honestly, it's a really common question when you join any type of military branch or whatever. So first thing that I put on my list was I joined the Navy for discipline. This was the main thing that I was talking about before I even enlisted. To a certain extent, I have gained a little bit more discipline in my life, but I realized one thing. Discipline is something that you have to want all the time. It's not something that you just get from joining a branch. It's not something that you just get from going through the motions all the time. And I think that I've learned that now that I've gotten a lot more comfortable in A school and in C school. If you really want discipline, it's something that you have to seek out every single day. It's not something that you can just, think that you're gonna do something in your life and then it's gonna give you discipline. So I guess I've learned that a little bit about myself, and going forward in my life, I think that that's the first and main thing that I've wanted from coming to the Navy. I think the only reason why I wanted discipline is just because, I was going through a lot of changes in my life before I even came here. There was just a lot of things that I wanted to do, but I just didn't know how to without that discipline. That was the first one. My second reason for joining was to get out of the regular dead-end jobs. For me, I worked like FedEx, Amazon. I've worked in retail like Walmart, Target. I've worked like all types of jobs like in diners and restaurants. I've worked all throughout my career, going through those 9-to-5 jobs, or those dead-end jobs, is like I like to call them. I honestly just didn't really get much fulfillment out of them. I didn't really get I just was underpaid, underappreciated, and just I don't know, I didn't really get much fulfillment. I think that was the main thing that I was searching for, and I think that the Navy definitely gave that to me. I think that it's a lot better of a career choice. Also, it gives me a lot more fulfillment throughout my day. Honestly, even if it's just like a 4-hour watch or like an 8-hour watch, or just going to duty section, or just simple things for now. I think that we all start somewhere, and I honestly, I was looking for more. I was looking for more in my life, and I found it, and I'm so glad that God led me to it. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. I wouldn't be in the situation that I am today if it wasn't for him and everything that he's done in my life. So the next point was I felt a higher calling to get out of society's box for me. I think I really wanted everything that I already had, and once I had it and I was comfortable, I was boxing myself in to all the possibilities of life. I was boxing myself into no improvement in life. I really wanted to do more. I wanted to have more of a purpose than just 9-to-5 jobs that were just paying rent, and then I would have a little bit for myself. I wanted something to build. I wanted something to work towards. I wanted something to go for, ranking systems, the free housing, the free education. And I'll get into that a little bit later, but all these things, they add up, and they don't have a roof on it. I don't have kids. I don't have a wife, but it gave me an opportunity to be able to get out of my box. I think it gave me an avenue to be able to, one, express myself through videos like this, And it also gave me an opportunity to be able to get education, to be able to educate myself for damn near free, to be able to eat every single day, 3 meals, square meals a day, to be able to not have to ever worry about that stuff. Yeah, okay, I understand we could get shot any day, you know, we could die any day. What's the difference between not taking the chance? What's the difference between staying in my comfort zone and getting out and doing something that I'm afraid of, doing something that maybe I can't do, but what if I do? You know, that was always the question that I always asked myself. All right, so the next one was to travel more. 2 weeks ago, I was in Pensacola, Florida. Now I'm in California. You know, I have friends already that I've graduated with or I roomed with that are in Japan, or they're in Australia, or they're in Oklahoma, or they're in California as well. And, you know, things like this is just like, it's motivational. It really is. And I'm not gonna lie, I have always wanted to travel. I've like never had the money to. I've never like thought I could, and that's another thing that kind of expands my horizons and stuff like that. But I almost have 100 subscribers, by the way. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. That was crazy. I'm 5 more subscribers away from it, and my goal is really just to hit the 100 video mark by the end of the year. I have like, we're 5 months in and I'm only 20 videos in, and it's kind of sad, honestly. But we're making progress. That's why we're out here. That's why we're grinding. That's why we're trying to get this done. The next one is meet lifelong friends, meet brothers. I've said this in other videos. I've said this in countless videos already. And I have met brothers, you know, and it's a really beautiful thing when you do meet lifelong friends, people that you can check on, you know, call anytime, and it's really just, it's a different feeling, you know. I have 3 sisters, so never really had a brother, and I've said this before in another video, I'm pretty sure, but it's amazing, honestly, like getting to know these people, laughing with these people, crying with these people, missing these people. Man, like I've met a couple brothers already, and I don't really like to say friends because I feel like all of them are my brothers. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed that part of the Navy, and I think that's another reason why I joined. And I'm really thankful for every single friend that I do have, and I'm thankful for the ones that I'm gonna meet in the future as well. And the next point that I had was to get away from home. Honestly, I'm from Orlando, Florida. I'm from, like, if you really want to be specific, Apopka, Florida. And I think that there's not really much to do after you've lived there your whole entire life, and you know, you're just stuck in the same place. And I felt like that was part of my box. I just wanted to get out. I wanted to get out of my own city, get out of my own town, and I felt like the Navy was the best option for this. I've already been to 3 cities that I've never been to before, and I could say that I was thankful to go to every single one of them. And I'm thankful to I'm about to go to another one in like literally a month. Probably gonna make a video about it a little bit later, you know, just to kind of go in depth on what I'm getting into, working on, and everything. So yeah. So the next point was to educate myself without student debt. It wasn't really because I couldn't try for college, or I couldn't do better in, you know, regular college or whatever. But I think that knowing that everything is free right now, and that I can get into, you know, the things that I actually want to go into, or things that I've never thought I could ever learn, you know, in my case, it would be aviation mechanics. And passion, that's the word. And I think that I've always wanted to get into school, but I just never really pushed myself to go ahead and get there or pay for it or come out of pocket for it. So yeah. Next point was to invest in myself and my future, and this one kind of segues from the other one. I think that in order to become your best self, you need to get out of your comfort zone, and I think that ever since I got to A school and C school, out of boot camp, you know, I think that I have been getting a little bit comfortable, and I would admit that I have been, and the discipline and the consistency has been going down. I think in order to improve in our lives, we just definitely need to be consistent with something, be devoted to something, be devoted to an idea, be devoted to obviously God first, but once you find your purpose and you find something that you're really that you love to do and that you are good at, then you know, just devote yourself to that idea. A lot of the things that I love to do as hobbies as well, when I was a little bit younger, I'm able to do as well, and I'm able to get back into those things when I'm a little bit deeper into my career. The next one was to force myself to adapt to different environments. And I guess, I mean, like literally you could say physical, but I'm more talking about mental because, yeah, like it's really hot in fucking Cali, and it's really like cold in Chicago, but I mean, I think the mental throughout boot camp all the way till now has been just go, you know, keep going. I think there's a lot of times where I just wanted to fucking quit. There's a lot of times where I just wanted to give up, throw in the fucking towel, just give up on everything. Not go to that fucking muster, not show up. But honestly, God wakes me up every day. God keeps me going every single day. Every day that I wake up and I'm breathing, I have a purpose and I have a meaning. I would say that forcing myself to go through these mental barriers has definitely matured me in a way. I don't really take a step back for introspection a lot of the times, but it's taking a step back and realizing where I was a year ago mentally and where I am now mentally is definitely a lot different. Adapting to every single environment definitely forms me, shapes me into somebody better every single year, you know, always wanting to get better. I feel like if we're not getting better, what the fuck are we doing? You want to do better every single year. You want to set goals for yourself every single year, and you want to surpass those goals every single year. Whether they be mental notes or whether they just be like actual goals that you write down and you say, hey, I'm going to get to every single one of these goals. And if I fail some, cool. Because I've already failed a couple of my goals this year. And it was disappointing, I'm not going to lie, but it definitely humbled me and it helped me break through a lot of barriers, knowing that I've made these goals lifestyles instead of just goals, you know? Something that, yes, it can be X'd off and it can also be checked off, you know? So I honestly, I'm thankful for everything that's God. Like, again, I'm going to circle back to this every single time. God is good, and he has definitely got me through a lot of the mental barriers that I needed to get through in my life to be able to continue to grow as a man, to grow as a son, and hopefully one day a father and a husband. I joined the Navy to learn combat and learn how to protect. Now I know a little bit, you know, I know how to use a gun, a knife, all those things, you know, and it's fun. It's really fun. Like, not to know how to fight more, but more just how to protect myself and the people around me, because I think that I just want that for my family, you know. I don't want anybody putting their hands on my family. I'm sorry. I would go to jail and back for them, for my family, for any of my family, my mom, my dad, my sisters, any of them, close or the extended family. And I think that I'm just gonna leave it at that. The next point was mainly just to keep in shape. I just wanted to be surrounded by other people that I like to work out too. There's some people that really love to work out here. There's some people that love to keep in shape. There's people that push me a lot of the times when I'm slacking off. Like literally last week, I only went twice a week and I felt like shit. Just I love to work out and eat well and feel good about it. Just going to the gym just helps me, and I think that surrounding myself by people that do like the same thing, or at least some of them, you know. It's other people. I think mentally I have been hitting that little barrier that I'd be talking about, you know, just making excuses for myself, and I just need to get the fuck up and do it, you know. It's not a if, it's a when at this point, to be honest with you. So the next one was to give myself a more fulfilling purpose. So this is kind of going back to what I had said previously. The 9-to-5s and the dead-end jobs, they really weren't cutting it for me. It just doesn't seem like the same type of job to me from all the ones that I've ever worked in my life. And it gives me a more sense of a fulfillment, and it gets me out of my comfort zone. And I'm definitely happy doing all the things that I'm doing here and the things I'm going to be doing at my ultimate command. I'm excited to see how far God lets me take this journey. I think that trying to set myself up for outside of the Navy is what I'm trying to do right now, and just trying to get myself in a position to where I can be able to provide for not only myself but a family. And not getting married for like money, and I just like, or like a BAH check, you know, or like using the kids as meal tickets and stuff like that. I just feel like that's kind of shallow. Yeah, that's the word. And it also just doesn't, it wouldn't give me a lot of happiness to marry for that reason. But yeah, anyways, it just definitely gives me a more fulfilling purpose going forward in my life, and it's something that I can look back on and remember all the people that I met, you know, remember all the places that I've gone, all the things that I did, all the stories that I'm gonna be able to tell from it. It's just like, you know, it's just one of those things, you know. I think I'm definitely gonna look back in 5 years after I'm done, and I'm gonna laugh about a lot of the stories that I make here with my friends. And I know that sounds so freaking corny, but it's just like, you know, it makes you smile sometimes when you actually have friends to share memories with, and then, you know, they go away and then you miss them a lot, or you like start talking about like things that happened, or like, you know, the trouble that you would get in, or you know what I mean. I don't know, it just makes you smile. So the next one was give myself something to work towards. I just really want stability. I really just, I don't have to be the richest in the world. I don't have to have $1 million. I don't have to have a shit ton of land, or a fucking farm, or a nice ass house, or a nice ass car, or nice ass clothes. I mean, for goodness sake, I've literally worn this hat probably for the last 2 years, 3 years. Like, I don't usually throw away my clothing unless it gets too small for me. And like, I never really cared about like fashion or anything. I think that it's interesting, but I just never really had an eye for it. And honestly, like, I think I enjoy the finer things in life, and I think that the finer things in life doesn't really look materialistic to me. I think the finer things of life is enjoying time with my family and time with people that I miss and that I love. I think that loving people from a distance is, it makes the love a lot sweeter when you get to see them again, you know? So, yeah. All right, so the last one, and this one is kind of deep: to take all the darkness in my life and use it for good. I think that there's a lot of things that has happened in my life that, you know, they're not the best. And I definitely have learned a sense of gratitude. I think that just being a light in one person's day, whether they be a fucking cruel ass person to you, an awful person to you, or, you know, just a mean person to you, whatever type of bad it is, right? I think it definitely comes back to them and makes them realize, like, hey, maybe this person was a light in my, maybe this person was a light to me. Maybe this person wasn't all that bad. You know, maybe this person meant well and had pure intentions, and it just didn't go how they planned, or didn't go exactly how they wanted it to. And, you know, honestly, I think the darkness in my life definitely creeps up on me sometimes, especially when I'm in the gym, just thinking about, you know, certain things and using it as fuel to be able to get through my workouts and stuff like that. But I think that darkness definitely has helped me humble myself to a point where I'm secure within myself. Like, I don't need validation from anybody else. I think that I'm good by myself. I'm good. I'm all right. You know, it doesn't mean I don't want, somebody else. God helped me turn this darkness that was within me and that has happened to me before, to be able to transmute that into light for other people. Honestly, it's such a beautiful thing when you really spread your wings and fly. And I think this really goes back to that video, that semen retention video of me having a dream that I was flying. These dreams that you have just randomly, sometimes they do mean something. Sometimes, it's just, it all comes together and it all works out. To end this video off, I want to say that I'm so thankful for every single one of you. I'm so thankful for all of my family. I'm so thankful for everybody that's taught me a lesson, that has been there for me when I was going through it. I wouldn't be here without you guys, I would probably be like dead on the street or something like that. I don't know where I would be without God. I don't know where I would be without his love. I don't know what I would do without it. Every time I'm alone, or I think that I'm alone, I'm never really alone. And it just comforts me. It gives me a peace, like a peace that you can't get from a hug from a loved one. It's a peace that you can't get from a kiss from a lover. It's a peace that you can't get from anything, Just knowing that he's always there. He's here for me right now, and wherever I go. And it just pushes me to learn more and get to know him a little bit better, and just keep growing with him every single day, keep walking with him. But yeah, so that was it for the video. If you guys enjoyed that video, I know this is a longer video, and I'm gonna try to cut this down as short as possible. But I love you guys so much, and it's your boy Jay, and I'm out. Peace.